Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Rainbow Six Siege video here on the channel. Since the launch of Rainbow Six Siege in 2015, the game has gone through so many changes across its 8 years of lifetime, some small and some completely game altering. In today's video, we are going to be going over 25 changes to the game since the launch of Rainbow Six Siege in December of 2015. Before we get started with the video, if you're new to the channel and enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and if you want to see more videos like today's video, drop a like and comment down below as it greatly helps push this video into YouTube's algorithm. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off with the number one change, barbed wire. Barbed wire has existed since the launch of Siege, and I think people forget how potent barbed wire was. Barbed wire used to take 3 hits to destroy, and not 2, like how it is today. It also slowed your character down a lot and was a huge annoyance for attackers. While we're on the topic of barbed wire, let's talk about the second change since the launch of Siege, and that's going to be Bandit. The only operator in Rainbow Six Siege to ever get 3 sets of barbed wire was Bandit. Bandit used to have 3 sets of barbed wire back when the game first started, but they reduced it down to 2, and honestly, I think they should bring it back since the W key meta nowadays is just run into sight, run and gun. 3 sets of barbed wire would be great. Having more barbed wire would definitely slow down the W key meta. Number 3, wall reinforcements. One thing about the older builds of Siege was how slow it was to reinforce walls on sight. Wall reinforcements used to take 5.5 seconds to reinforce a singular wall. They currently take 4.5 seconds to reinforce, so it's a little bit faster. Number 4, deployable shields. Deployable shields back in the day used to be a solid piece of metal with no built-in glass sight where you're able to see through the shield. Today's build, you're able to see through the little tiny slits on the shield, so it was a little harder to predict who was behind the shield back in the day since it was one piece of metal. Number 5, DMRs. In the current build of Siege, all DMRs including Glaz's sniper rifle can shoot 6 shots into any hatch and open it. It was never always like this with DMRs. DMRs used to not be able to open any hatches no matter how many shots you shot. Breach charges and explosives were the only way you could do this. Number 6, operator callouts. In the very beginning of Siege, all operators used to shout out their callouts out loud, which usually gave away your position to enemies since they could hear those callouts out loud. They removed this feature for obvious reasons, and now your character does not give out your callouts out loud like you're reloading, or you found an enemy, or you're reinforcing a wall. Number 7, Frost Nitro. At the beginning of Operation Black Ice, Frost used to have a nitro cell as her secondary gadget. That's some crazy shit in my opinion. Number 8, thermite frags. Many of you may know that back in the day, a lot of operators had frag grenades. Unlike today's meta, where a lot of operators are missing out on frag grenades. But one out of the ordinary operator that had this option was Thermite, and Thermite frags were absolutely wild. Number 9, Montang shield changes. Believe it or not, Montang used to not have the side shoulder covers that protect the side of him while his shield was deployed. He used to only have the front facing part of his shield, so he was easily exposed to any defender trying to shoot at Montang's shield. Number 10, cooked frags. This is probably my favorite feature that used to exist in the game, and I would love for them to bring this feature back. When frag grenades were thrown by the attackers, and if they were not cooked, as a defender, you could pick them up and throw the frag back at them, possibly getting you a kill. I hope they bring this feature back because it's really cool, it's a high risk, high reward scenario, and it would be kind of fun. Number 11, Twitch drones. Twitch drones back in the day used to deal 10 damage per taser shot. Not a laser, a taser. It was a taser shot back in the day. This allowed Twitch to be able to kill defenders if they were AFK or low on HP. This was honestly so much fun and super satisfying to get a Twitch drone kill. Most of the time, if players went AFK in the prep phase, Twitch could roll in with her drones and shoot somebody to death. It was kind of hilarious. Number 12, Blackbeard shields. Many of you probably know the horror stories of the early days of Blackbeard's shield, but if you don't, listen to this. Prior to Operation Skull Rain, Blackbeard's shield used to have 800 HP. 800. This could soak up almost 5 to 6 clips of Jaeger's carbine, and I want you to just listen to that. 800 HP. That's just absolutely wild. When Blackbeard peeked a window, your best bet and best choice was to probably just kill yourself. The horrors of Blackbeard's shield. It gives everybody nightmares. Veteran players, nightmares. It's nightmare fuel. Number 13, Claymores / impact grenades. Prior to Operation Skull Rain again, Claymores and impact grenades did not exist in Rainbow Six Siege. It's kind of weird to think that Siege used to not have impact grenades. Number 14, Caveira and Smoke. Another set of operators that had the ability to choose nitro cells in their gadget choices were Caveira and Smoke. Imagine getting knocked by a Caveira thinking you're about to get interrogated, yet she tosses a nitro cell at you. Now that's weird. Smoke also having a nitro cell is wild to me. I unfortunately did not play at that time when Caveira and Smoke had nitros, but they'd just be so foreign. Number 15, Burger King foot fungus. Valkyrie used to have foot fungus. No, I'm just trolling, I'm trolling. Valkyrie used to have 4 Val cameras. Instead, nowadays, she only has 3, and back when she had 4, it was Intel City. Valk was super potent with 4 cameras. She also had the ability to throw them outside and they would not get destroyed. So having 4 cameras outside on top of default cams was almost impossible, making IQ a little bit better. Number 16, ACOGs. Many of you remember the days of Ash Jaeger ACOG, but only veteran players will remember the true ACOG king, and that's the SMG-11. This thing was an absolute unit on the fields, and when I tell you people slammed opponents with this thing, I mean it. Imagine getting spawn peeked by an SMG-11 across the map. Well, that was the reality at one point for players. You could probably understand why it was removed from the game. Number 17, Bandit. Once again, Bandit is making it in the 25 changes list. Bandit's battery charge count today is 4, but did you know that back in the day he used to only have 3 battery charges in his kit? Number 18, game modes. In today's build of Rainbow Six Siege, Bomb is kinda lame and it's sweaty. It's the only game mode that you can play in ranked at the moment, but back in the day, Secure Area and Hostage were listed in the rank pool. And honestly, in my opinion, it was super fun to switch it up. Seeing pro players or high rank players play Hostage, it was just funny to see everybody enjoy and swap it up a little bit, spice up the game modes, and play different strategies. Nowadays, Bomb is just the same thing over and over, same site setups, and there's not much you can do. But with Secure Area, you could just run into site. With Hostage, you could do some cool strats and extract the hostage, so I figured it was pretty cool. Number 19, Glaz's Scope. Today, Glaz's Scope requires you to stand still to get the full effect of the infrared scope through smoke, but did you know it was not always like this? Glaz used to have a red infrared scope that would always highlight its enemies regardless if he was moving or not. Number 20, Echo Drones. If you guys made it this far, I really appreciate you. I hope all is well in your life. Keep grinding, kings and queens, you got this. In the current build of Siege, Echo has 2 yokai drones, but back in the day, his drones used to be able to cloak themselves to almost be completely invisible. Unfortunately, they took this ability away and nerfed him around Operation Neon Dawn. It was kinda lame. Number 21, Kapkan Traps. Kapkan has been one of the original operators that was released with Rainbow Six. In the current build of Siege, Kapkan has 5 traps, which deal 60 damage per trap. But back in the day, he only had a total of 3 traps, but with a catch. Each trap could kill any operator no matter the HP and would one-shot them when they hit this Kapkan trap. The lasers on the traps were also very visible and not how they are in today's build of Siege. Number 22, Shield Operators. Today, shield operators' ADS time is extremely slow, and it's almost pointless to put your shield down to get the kill. You're basically putting yourself at a disadvantage right away, and you're probably just going to get popped in the head. But back in the day, shield operators had an extremely fast ADS time, making them extremely dangerous. Number 23, gun attachments. With attachments nowadays being free right off the rip, many new players may not know the struggle of us veteran players having to buy all of your attachments for every single weapon in the game. This includes your pistol, your primary, your secondary, whatever gun it was, you had to buy every single attachment. Eventually, they reverted this and refunded all of the renown back to you, but it's still crazy that we had to buy all of these attachments. Number 24, Thatcher's EMPs. When Thatcher threw his EMP grenades in any map back in the day, the EMP used to shut off all lights in any room that were in the vicinity of the nade. This was one of the coolest features in my opinion. The EMP nade used to be super bright as well when you held it in your hand. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the last change here on the list, number 25, night maps. One of the best things ever put in this game was night maps. Night maps gave Siege one of the coolest feeling gaming experiences and also the scariest. Most new players probably didn't even know night maps existed, but when I tell you they were super fun, I mean it. Nothing beats getting chased down by a Caveira on a night map. It really gets your blood pumping. Over the course of 8 years, Rainbow Six Siege has evolved so much, whether that's for the better or for the worse. That depends on your outlook. Personally, the game is in the best condition stability-wise, content-wise, but something feels off for me. I don't know if it's the nostalgia clouding my eyes, but some of these changes took the fun out of the game. It seems like the game is balanced more towards the Pro League experience and making competitive Siege the forefront of the game. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the competitive aspect of Siege. It's one of the main reasons why I got into this game, but nothing matches the goofiness of old Siege and the community being noobs to the game and trying to learn how everything works. Some of the glitches back in the day were just absolutely hilarious. Most veteran players know the Raptor glitch. It was just a different experience back then. If you compare old Siege to today, they're almost 2 separate games. Year 1, Year 2, Year 3 of Siege are completely different than what they are today. It was just a total different experience. The game felt different. The game looked different. Everybody in the game played different. It just evolved so much with every single season that's come out. And I'm not bashing it at all. I absolutely love Siege now. I love Siege then. But I do agree with most people saying that nostalgia is clouding your view, because the game back then was horrible. The stability of the game was terrible. There was so many glitches in the game, and it was just nowhere compared to what it is today. But with that said, that is going to wrap it up for the 25 changes since the launch of Rainbow Six Siege. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, feel free to leave a like. Also, drop a comment down below what you miss most about old Rainbow Six. Again, for me, it's probably the night maps. They were just absolutely beautiful. And with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, evening, or day. Take care, brush your hair, and be kind to one another. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Adios.